Hi Saxo fans, episode 4, here we are. So welcome back to the murder tent, so named because my partner thought it looked like the sort of thing that the police put over a dead body when they find a body in a field or something. So there we go, now known as the murder tent. Some of you lunatics wanted to see me do more grinding under the car, so yeah, let's do that, fair enough. Cut to that. Right, so underneath, so I carried on before doing the rest of this panel and gave it a quick coat of primer. I think you'll find it looks pretty good, certainly better than what it looked before. So I'm pretty happy with that. I need to figure out a way to get right into the edges because it's quite tricky with a grinder to get right in here. I mean, someone's actually done, like, it looks to me like a silicone bead or something in there, which might be difficult to get off, but at least I know it is going to be at least sealed. So we'll have a go, see what happens. But I'm pretty happy with the way that's looking. Be great for when I put the under seal on anyway. I think it's a good base for it. So anyway, so I'm going to focus on a little bit of an area at a time because it's quite overwhelming really when you think about all of it that needs doing. So if I just focus on one bit at a time, should be all right. So my plan today is to just work on this bit here, around this exhaust hanger, and see if we can get that cleaned up. So let's go for it. Right, so I'm kind of at the limit there with what I can do with the grinder. Just can't get in with the angles that I need, so I'm probably going to have to swap to the drill with either a similar nylon wheel in or the wire brush. So let me go and get that and we'll come back. There we go. Looking a bit better. Someone's definitely been under here before because there's silicone sealant around here. And there's a little bit in the corners as well. The good news is, I mean, there's a bit of pitting and stuff in there, but nothing serious. So yeah, I'll get this silicone off and carry on with the rest of it. But it's hard work. It is tricky, especially with a drill. It fights you all the way. But I'm pleased with how it looks. There's nothing serious going on, rust-wise. Even the hanger, which was looking pretty bad, has come up okay. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll leave it there. Right, here we go. Back under here again. So, little break from filming. I managed to get most of this sprayed up in a bit of primer. It's looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is just focus on purely this little section here. Looks like there's a load of silicone in there, so I managed to get most of it off, the bits that I was concerned about earlier. So yeah, we'll have a go at that. Let's do it. Just going to put all my PPE on. I've stepped it up a bit with a full face mask because this stuff just goes everywhere. And I was finding even with my goggles on, it was going in my eyes. So, COVID mask. Let's do it. Right, so you can see from that it's a process of using the discs on the grinder and the wire wheels as well, and I'm just sort of swapping in between the two to get out the stubborn bits. But I think actually, you know, I got back to a reasonable position, ready for some primer. There's a couple of spots I'm going to hit with like some sort of rust converter, just in case. And then, yeah, I'll get them primed up like the rest of it. I'm happy with that. It's really hard work. I can't honestly describe how hard it is because it's just fighting you all the way. Especially the wire wheels are a nightmare. I hate them so much. But it's worth doing, I think. And I think this is the worst area because someone's obviously been here and done it before and layered a load of stuff on it. and it's so difficult. And I'm just looking at the rest of the car and I can see that's looking original. So it's my belief that once I've done this worst bit, the rest of it will be easier. But you watch, now I've said that, it's going to be a nightmare. Anyway, I'll get that wiped down and we'll get it protected for today. Right, a little break from proceedings and show you this little guy. Here's my boy. He keeps me company out here. This is 80. So you might see him floating around in some of the videos. Anyway, off you go. So anyway, after the last time lapse, I did a bit more on the car, another underneath section. So I'll show you that, I'll put some primer on it, and then I'll show you something a little bit different that has finally arrived. Well, a little break from being under the car, and the replacement calipers arrived. So as you remember from one of the previous videos, I'd stripped the, the bleed nipple had snapped. So got the other one, got it in the vise here, it's been soaking in WD. Let's see if it comes off. So the brake line one is alright. That's come out. Thank goodness. Time for that little badger there. Oh, it's tight. It is really tight. Turning. I think we have freedom. Yes. Got it. That's the little badger. So the other problem I've got is that whoever took this off left the handbrake mechanism in a bit of a bad way just here. You can see it all sort of sticking out, so I need to try and hammer that out because it's seized. So I'm going to leave that into WD for a bit, and probably the application of some heat will do the job. So we'll see how that goes. Right, so the only source of heat that I've got to apply to the seized handbrake, sort of little pass through, is actually my soldering iron. I guess when you have a project car, your birthday and Christmas present list gets really wacky because you ask for all sorts of stuff. So maybe I'll ask for like a little torch or something. We'll see. So anyway, I'll put some heat on it for a bit and see if this does absolutely anything. Probably not, but it's my only option for now. That did absolutely nothing for it. Looks like it's still stuck in there. This little badger needs to come out. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave it in WD for a bit longer, I think, and come back to it a bit later. Let it have a real good chance to soak. Right, good news. The little stubborn handbrake bit came out of the caliper. I put a bit more heat on it, and obviously after leaving it in WD for a while, it finally come out. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So I've now got a workable caliper. So I've already got the rebuild kit, so I'll strip this down and yeah, we'll get it cleaned up and rebuilt, and I'll get it sat with the other one ready for going back on the rear beam. So let's do that. There we go. Caliper stripped down. I'll pull off this handbrake mechanism in the vise. It's dead easy. But yeah, it's pretty much ready for a clean. Nice and easy. So there we go. Handbrake mechanism off. You can see how much gunk's in there. I'm sure it's all just grease, but yeah, we'll refresh all of that and make it all nice again. So yeah, I'm happy with that. It's I think it's going to clean up quite nice. Looks in good condition. So let's get it clean. Okay, caliper is all painted, primered, and then painted in the same black as the other one. Again, very high temperature paint, so it's all good to go. I'll rebuild that tonight. I've been under the car again today, doing a bit more cleaning, or taking it back, as you've seen earlier on. I haven't filmed it, it's all the same stuff. Took this bracket off. Believe it or not, this holds the ABS sensor wiring harness, I think. It's just ridiculous, you know, I mean, the size of it. So I'll get that painted up. So the other thing as well, I had a little bit of a brainwave. This is the heat shield that goes underneath the fuel tank, and the exhaust runs through it. I guess to protect the fuel tank from the heat of the exhaust, but it looks pretty scabby. I mean, I can obviously clean it up, but it doesn't look great. So some of the actual heat reflective material is missing from it. So anyway, if you've got one of these that's in good condition, then let me know, because I really want to put the original one back on. But just in case, I bought an alternative. Now, when you think Saxo, you think McLaren F1. Of course you do. Anyway, gold heat reflective tape. So yeah, if I can't put that on, then I'll go with some of this directly onto the bottom of the fuel tank and see how it goes. And gold, because bling, why not? Anyway, so yeah, I'll call it a day there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in episode 5.